Wow. A lot can happen in 24 hours, can it? A lot of very strange but reasonable, in a way, choices for Survivor Series this Sunday. And I could say, looking at the go home show tonight, listen, I've said it before, Survivor Series has been completely rushed because they put all their money and time in the crown jewel, and they've had to rush this in a matter of 2 weeks. But due to unfortunate circumstances, and in a way, just I feel hot shotting now tonight, a lot of changes has happened. First, let's get into the main part of this. As everyone knows now that Becky Lynch has been pulled from her match at Survivor Series against Ronda Rousey due to a concussion and broken nose. You can all thank Nia Jax for that, for fucking her up. And they even showed the clip, which you could see exactly right there. Nia Jax clocked the living hell out of Becky, like pretty much straight up punched her. Okay, like just freaking right hand knocked Becky to the ground, and Becky was still going out there, and she took it like a champ and kept going, but she was leaking bad out there Monday. And going back to look at the clip, and WWE played it in slow motion now, it looked brutal. Okay, it looked really brutal. Like, she got hit real hard. And what is this, the second person Nia Jax is hurting time span of under a month? Somebody even point out that she's hurting 6 people since July 2016, I read online. And listen, it's really bad, and yeah, it does suck that they had to pull Becky out, because this is probably one of the most hyped matches they had on this card. So they had to change a lot about that, and they would have Becky address it. But just looking at the situation, it's fucked up. It's really bad what happened, and I'm getting into the whole replacement thing later on. I know some people are kind of looking at this as, and WWE says it was a broken face, but broken nose really. And I know some people say it's a blessing in disguise right now because of what happened with Becky Lynch in regards to Sunday and her replacement. As for Nia Jax, everyone's after and want to head on her stick. I don't know if Nia Jax has been hanging out with Brie Bella and that when hurting people, but I don't know what's going on there, and I don't even know why they're even trying to push Nia Jax right now. Now she's fucking up people. You hurt one person, Evolution. Now you hurt another person that cost a very important match this Sunday. Okay, you hurt another person now. I don't understand the push for Nia Jax, but there's literally 3 things when I can come to this now. Samoan, The Rock, Roman Reigns. There you go. Okay? Favoritism and because of whose family this girl is in. But, apparently Ember Moon looks up to Nia Jax. And somebody point out Ember Moon's been wrestling since 2007. Nia Jax has wrestled in 2015. What fucking timeline is Cole and WWE talking about? But, Nia Jax, I just don't know. I don't know, man. But pretty much she clocked the hell out of Becky Lynch, and she would have to be replaced later on. But, I'm going to get into that when it gets to that segment. We kicked it off with AJ Styles, who got a big reaction out there. AJ Styles chants, and he talked about his title reign being 371 days and counting. And he talked about he's had a lot of dream opponents, he said, that took him to his limits, and nightmare opponents that has threatened his family, and he's beaten them all except Brock Lesnar. Now he has a second chance to do this now. And this time he has more than, he's going to do more than just surviving there. Next Paul Heyman came from the timekeeper's area as he got the microphone and pretty much talking about Brock Lesnar, and he says he wants to face you this Sunday, and you are on a very high level. And he compared a great performance like Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair, which they did woo chants. And Heyman says, I didn't ask for your input. Shawn Michaels, and now AJ Styles, and he called Daniel Bryan number 1, and that Styles is the second greatest performer in WWE history. And Tana said that Brock versus Daniel would be a match that would interest Brock. And just that line right there got me thinking about tonight. And this is where I was kind of sold after when he said that line. Because Heyman pretty much, tried to get under AJ Styles' skin and everything, but AJ was not going for it. And he says, you know what? Yes, I beat Bryan, but I didn't, beat him. I made him tap out. That's how I won. And he had Brock Lesnar limping out Survivor Series last year, and that Brock's vulnerable now to tapping out, and he's going to beat him this time, and that AJ is going to win, the champ that runs the camp. But Daniel Bryan came out then, and he told AJ to keep my name out your mouth. Okay, I've been looking for a reason to punch you, but you keep my name out your mouth, okay? And I respected a few weeks ago and everything, after the whole title match and stuff, but now I'm just looking for an excuse. So Bryan's pretty much pissed, just because AJ had his name in his mouth, and I would punch you if you ever spoke about my name again. AJ pretty much then said, no, I say you were one of the best technical wrestlers. That's Heyman doing that, okay? And pretty much said, I can't say Daniel Bryan. And Bryan pretty much started brawling with him then. So as they brawled, Shane McMahon and officials and referees had to come break it up. So that's when it kind of told me something was up with this. When Heyman said that, Bryan and Bryan being in the match and AJ coming at him, it's like we had to put this AJ and Bryan feud back and to fruition now, because now Bryan is just pissed off because his name is being said, which I thought this thing was over like 2 weeks ago. We wouldn't really visit this until later on, but now we got this feud going again. So this is where a lot of the changes happen. And Shane was in the back, and they were both arguing, and then it says, it's on the line tonight, all right? It's on the line. And that right there, once Shane said that, something told me that Bryan was going to win with the title. So they want to make it Brock versus Bryan, don't they? That's what they want to do, because I guess they were like, okay, we don't need to see AJ versus Brock again this year. AJ lost to him last year, and that tells me I think AJ was never going to win anyways, because even I said, is AJ actually going to win this time? But since they made this match, and I'll get to the end, that kind of told me that this was a way to replace AJ, because I think they knew they were not going to have him win this Sunday against Lesnar. I don't think they were. Jeff Hardy went against Andrade Cien Almas, which this was a way to get into the Survivor Series teams match now, because since Bryan is out of it, they already taken him out. I guess it would be between Jeff Hardy and Almas. Listen, not a bad match, okay? It wasn't bad or anything, but, Almas, he continues to be a jobber to the stars. That's all he really is on here. Jeff Hardy, did he really need this win? Like, literally, did he need this win? But I was like, we got to put him on the team. I feel like this could have done Almas more than it could with Jeff Hardy, but they was like, we got Jeff on the team. So, because, Miz said, since Daniel's no longer on it, we want him in there, even though they tried to take out Mysterio. But Paige said, you're not going to remove Mysterio, and I guess he was going to try to get rid of Joe, but that wasn't going to happen. But, like I said, it's kind of crazy now. A lot of changes have happened. I'm going to get more to in the end why I think a lot of these changes are happening tonight. This is just like insane changes now to this card, okay? We are just changing everyone up on the fly. So Jeff Hardy's in. Almas continues to lose and take L's. Just fucking waste this guy, I feel like. Damn thing. Yeah, but like I said, continue to waste him, and like I said, lots and multiple changes. Paige then pretty much told, by the way, Miz that you want to kick Rey Mysterio off the team, you got to beat Rey Mysterio tonight. They then went to Shinsuke Nakamura, which I had to rewind this promo 2 times, okay? And he had an iPod in his head, and he wanted to know Nakamura's thoughts on Seth Rollins, and he said that he isn't thinking about that Rollins said he's not thinking about, but Nakamura said he's been eating drinking Seth Rollins and breathe. I had to go back and read it. Breathing Seth Rollins, and he said Seth broke his heart, saying he wasn't thinking about him. So at Survivor Series, he will break his face. Listen, dude, they don't know what to do with Nakamura anymore. I've said it before. I think this Nakamura thing is pretty much done. Okay, I'm sorry, I did not understand his promo. Nakamura he's just around to me at this point. He's just U.S. champion because I do believe he will win Sunday, because honestly he just needs a win just for the fuck of it, because they got literally nothing going on with this guy that I just don't even understand. They ruined Nakamura a long time ago, okay? Honestly, now at this point, I'm kind of somewhat counting the days when his contract is up, and like I said before, I kind of hope he goes back to New Japan now. I actually do hope he goes back to New Japan at this point in time. Like, I'd rather go back him over there and go back for the IWGP title. But like I said, Nakamura's making his money and everything, but I think this thing is kind of dead. And I hope I'm sure the match will not suck with Seth Rollins this Sunday, and it should be a very great match. But I can tell you he will win because of Dean Ambrose. That's why. But Nakamura, they just don't know what to do with him. Miz versus Rey Mysterio. By God, I swear we saw this on Smackdown a few weeks ago. Hell, we saw that Crown Jewel thing too. Listen, not a bad match. Almost the same outcome, really. Rey Mysterio doing the 619. The splash. Miz puts his knees up. Tries to roll up Mysterio. But Mysterio countered the roll for the win. Randy Orton then tries to attack him with RKO. Mysterio dodged an enziguri. Orton was dazed. He pretty much caught Miz in the crossfire. RKO'd Miz as Mysterio got out of there. They even went to the security teams covering all the doors in case Raw tried to come in tonight and beat up SmackDown. I'm going to get on a little bit more of that in the end, because of if there was really an invasion or not. Paige then brought out all the women of SmackDown. Everyone had their entrances, from the Iconics, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Naomi, Asuka, Charlotte, all of them. And then brought Becky Lynch out as she had a concussion. Becky came out with a black eye. Becky still had a very big pop out there, and she had the microphone. There was a big Becky chant, but you could tell she was very pissed. And yeah, she took a beating last night, but it's never stopped her before. But the medical team says she's not cleared to fight this Sunday, and she's out of time. She's been trying to do anything she could, but it's not gonna work. She said she got a taste of blood on Monday after beating down half the Raw women's locker room, and hearing Ronnie there scream in an arm, her armbar and stuff. But this was just a taste. And she's not done with, Ronda Rousey yet. Ronnie's not the baddest bitch on the planet. She's just the luckiest. But now she needs someone to replace. She looked around at all the women, and I'm sitting there looking at all these women. Listen, there's literally like two options you could pick with this. Okay, literally two options. Iconics, and you just look at the reactions. Iconics, not gonna happen. Naomi, not gonna happen. Carmella, not gonna happen. Mandy Rose, no. Sonya Deville, no. Lana, please, is this some type of comedy hour joke? No. The only people that got a big reaction, and honestly the person that got the bigger reaction, was Asuka over Charlotte. But they were not gonna pick Asuka, okay? Listen, the crowd may have wanted Asuka, and that would have been a great match, but they killed Asuka a long time ago, okay? They killed Asuka a long time ago when she lost the streak at WrestleMania, and they double killed her even more when they had her in that feud with Carmella and James Ellsworth. So, in a way, Asuka is just dead out here nowadays. She's just around. So, she pretty much picked Charlotte, which was most likely the pretty much pick he was going to pick anyways. And then, she told her to make sure you make Ronda tap out. They shook hands, but then Becky went in for a hug then. And, she held up the title. And this is where it kind of contradicts right here, okay? Yes, Becky needed a segment. I know it's not a champion versus champion match, but it's not like, Becky was going to give up the title tonight. She's just hurt for a minute because of this concussion. She just can't compete Sunday. Now, as for her picking Charlotte, listen, it was kind of expected to happen, but the whole hugging thing was, I don't know. It just this kind of contradicts a lot of their feud now between Charlotte and Becky, because they just came off this, big feud. They were battling each other for months, and now it's like Becky's just going in for the hug on Charlotte. We gotta hug each other now, and I don't know if it's like some type of four horsewomen thing, but it almost like it takes something away from Becky in a way, because it's like it contradicts a lot of what's going on now. That didn't make no sense to me. And then they got Charlotte saying, I fought Becky with Becky, and now I'm gonna fight for Becky, and she's gonna do it in her honor, to prove that SmackDown is superior to Raw, and that she's gonna beat Ronda Rousey this Sunday. So it's almost like they're friends again. And you can look at it right here. And I know people said, Becky's not a heel, but in a way, they just pretty much turned their face now when you think about it. Okay, I know people thought she was never never heel in the beginning, when she's pretty much been face, because the people did already cheer her all the time. I know people say she's the new Stone Cold half the time or something, and they cheer her as a face, even though they tried to do as much as they could to get over as a heel. She was still technically heel at the end of the day, according to the company. They still did book her as a heel, but now in a way it almost feels like you turn her. This is pretty much a face turn, okay? This pretty much felt like a literally face turn. And this is where people say it's a blessing in disguise. On the good side, yes, this does hold out for, Ronda versus Becky at a later date. Because number one, I never really thought Becky Lynch was going to win this Sunday, okay? I thought this would be a really good match this Sunday. Damn near a great match between Becky and Ronda Rousey. But I never believed Becky was going to beat Ronda Rousey, and they probably would have had her tapped out. And they could have had a way to protect it, but knowing this company, they would have had Becky tap out to Ronda Rousey out there. So I never thought Becky Lynch was ever going to beat Ronda Rousey this Sunday. I really didn't, okay? Like, they were going to have Ronda go over. And I know people say this messes up a lot of plans now for WrestleMania. Some people think, will it be Becky versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania? Some people think in the main event of WrestleMania. I'm not really going to get far-fetched saying that. Come on, main event now? I'm not sure about that. And maybe it will happen in WrestleMania. Or maybe it'll be a triple threat. I don't know. Because now, like I said before, I think the original plan was, okay, we kind of knew Becky was most likely going to lose to Ronda Rousey, and I think at a later date Charlotte was going to win the championship back, get the belt back, face Ronda Rousey, probably do some champion versus champion thing, combine the belts, and Charlotte would beat Ronda Rousey. I don't really believe Charlotte's going to win this Sunday, given just because the change at the entire last second of this this whole pay-per-view thing. So we had to change that up because of what happened. So, like I said, I don't really think Charlotte will win. I'm sure this will be a great match and everything, but I don't really see a winner out of this unless they do something to protect both women. But this was supposed to be a match at WrestleMania. I don't know how much this will change or anything when Becky is cleared. We know she can't compete Sunday, but like I said, she's still a champion, so she's not, giving up the title or anything. But I think it really does contradict a lot of things now with Becky and Charlotte. Like I said, they come out this very hot feud, and now they're like, okay, we're friends again, and she's a face now. So, there you go. With making, I guess, Becky Lynch face turn from here. So, like I said, there's a lot to really speak on that segment, but they got the replacement they needed for Becky to face Charlotte. New Day versus The Bar in the Big Show. I didn't really care for this 6-man. It wasn't a bad 6-man or anything, but Big Show and them won. Pretty much punched Kofi and Big Air to get the pinfall over him. So he will be in their corner this Sunday to fight Authors of Pain, which hopefully that's going to be a really great match between The Bar and Authors of Pain. Hopefully we'll see about that. The Usos, or I guess we're in somewhere in a boiler room in the back with these other teams that are part of the Smackdown team. Number one, the Colognes. By God, I didn't even know they... Dude, I'm really surprised they're still in this company. I swear to God, I'm surprised they're still here. They are barely here. I barely seen them on TV in months. And maybe they put on one time they showed them months ago, but I'm very surprised they're still here. I don't know if they're on that main event show or whatever show they have. I don't know, but I swear to you, I thought the the Colognes were gone. Gallows and Anderson, I forget they're there too half the time. I'm about to say, when are we sending these guys back to the real Bullet Club again in New Japan? I'm kind of getting to that point. Sandy, they've been dead after they got here in week 2. They've been dead for a while. But the Usos are coming in, giving them Smackdown shirts, saying, listen, we all got beef with each other in the past, but we all got to work together. And, he's, Bryan the Colognes saying Amigo, and, it's too sweet with them. And, that Sandy and them were purged together, and this is the Smackdown penitentiary, because now I guess it's the New Day. It's the Usos, New Day, Colognes, Good Brothers, and Sandy. Listen, this tag team division is dead, okay? And I can't say it's that dead for SmackDown in a way, but this is a pre-show match. Now, the Raw tag team division, that's nothing but a bunch of jobbers. That's literally everybody on that whole team is damn near a jobber on that team, okay? The Raw one just sucks. And after how they handled it last night, it just makes it look worse. And now you're putting this in a kickoff show match. Let's get even twice as bad now, okay? They can't even make it to the freaking main show for Survivor Series. Y'all on the pre-show for this, especially for this 10-man, 20-man tag team elimination match. Because I'm like, what other teams y'all got on SmackDown? Like, other than Sandy, I didn't really know. And then, like I said, Gallows and Anderson, okay. Colognes, I forget they're there. They're there when they're needed, I guess. And this is like probably one of the only times they're needed, and they will disappear after that. But in the main event, Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship, which was not a bad match. I get tired of WWE in these commercials every couple minutes. Either that, they do that split screen commercial, or they just go to a commercial almost like as soon as the match comes on. But as for the match itself, this was not bad. Of course, with both of these two getting to near the end, I believe Bryan had the yes lock, but AJ was able to get out. He was going to go for a running knee, but AJ kicked him in the leg hand with a calf killer. Bryan had switched that around to an armbar to a yes lock, but it did not work. He threw Bryan into the corner then. AJ was about to hit a forearm, but Bryan pretty much got out the way and I guess used the ref at him then. Daniel Bryan pretty much then kicked AJ Styles in the nuts, because everyone has an obsession kicking AJ in the nuts. That is AJ's main weak spot. If Nakamura kicked him in the nuts, I think Joe kicked him in the nuts. Everyone loves to kick AJ Styles in the nuts. Like, everyone's got this weird obsession with him. We all have to kick AJ Styles in the nuts for some reason. He kicked him in the nuts, he hit the running knee, and now he is the new WWE Champion. So now this Sunday at Survivor Series, it will be Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. Okay, listen, I wasn't really sure. Listen, this was just confusing as hell. Number one, I guess they didn't want AJ to lose again to Brock, so it's like, we'll just throw Bryan out there to go against him. And honestly, I don't think Bryan's gonna win. And I really don't believe Bryan's beating Brock at all. Brock is gonna kick the living shit out of him, if you ask me. I don't think he has literally no chance of winning. But now, will AJ interfere this Sunday? I can see that probably happening, given the changes. And who would have thought after one injury, just one injury, multiple things changes? Because now I believe that they turned Becky face. Okay, they turned her face. And now with her turning face, we're gonna make Daniel Bryan the heel right now. Because right now, with her being out and her turning face with Charlotte's fighting on her behalf against Rousey, unless they do some 4 horsewoman angle going on out there this Sunday. I don't know, but right now, I don't really know, but I do believe that's why they turned, like I said, they turned Becky heel, so we turned Becky face, so we turned Bryan heel. So it's just really a lot to really sit and think through on this when you look at it. Because, like I said, it's Bryan, like I said, it could be interference or maybe some type of win, maybe it's a screwy finish, but like I said, I we can't turn, like, they may have to tech Bryan because they just put the title on him. Now as for him turning heel, I don't really know, okay? I don't think the fans knew how to react. I guess they were more in shock. It's like, do we chant yes, do we chant no, or whatever? And somebody told me that he needs to be like a heel like he was in Ring of Honor, or he's channeling his Tommaso Ciampa, or maybe he's channeling his Nakamura as in kicking AJ Styles in the nuts now for several times. And AJ, Bryan won the belt and he started beating up AJ and he smiled and stuff, so pretty much Daniel Bryan is full confirmed heel. He is a heel turn. That was just, like all this was not bad, but this was just so random. It's like you literally had to change this at the last second before Sunday. It's like, hey, we'll put Bryan against Brock instead of AJ. We're just gonna do something different here. Excuse me, but almost lost my train of thought right there. But after him turning heel and stuff, I even said at one point, as Daniel really been setting the world on fire ever since he turned him. He's been face, he's been back in wrestling again. And I would say not really in a way. So there's different scenarios how you could look at this. It's different. I've already talked about kicking the nuts and challenging the new Nakamura or Ciampa and everything, but this is just a very unexpected thing of making him the champion right now. But like I said before, I don't think they want AJ to be lost to Brock for a second time in a row. I don't think that was gonna go down like that. Excuse me, but yeah, that's kind of what I think about it. Those are probably like the biggest two things out of tonight, which you could take from for SmackDown there. Daniel Bryan becoming the new WWE champion and turning heel, and Becky and her promo and replacement. Everything else I just probably did not care for because probably matches I've seen from last week, or it's just the same thing going on and whatever. Sorry about that, but yeah, that's kind of what my episode of SmackDown was about. Like I said, two things happening. Like I said, they continue to job Almonds out. Continue to job them. So, like I said, there's been many team changes throughout the night. I still think they're looking for a fifth woman on the women's team, so they didn't really announce that since Charlotte's going to be in the Rousey match now. So it's a lot of good and bad on this, but like who knew that one person's injury would cause like 2 or 3 matches to change up. So, but then it's like, if they're turning heel, turning face, we're gonna turn this person heel, we're gonna turn this person face, and we gotta move on and as possible as they could. But like I said, that's my review of SmackDown. I'm someone getting tired right here and starting to lose my focus on stuff and yawning a little bit more. But like I said, Sunday we will see what happens after these drastic changes tonight. If there's anything I'm forgetting, please come back and remind me anything. Comment, subscribe, do what you want to do. I need to probably get some rest, some drink right now. We got War Games this Saturday. We got Survivor Series Sunday. I still think this card is booked kind of like shit in a way when you look at it because of what was given here. Wow, I'm really starting to yawn. And now I feel like I lost my train of thought again because of the loud yawns and stuff. But like I said, that's my review of SmackDown tonight. Like I said, I got what I need to talk about. Like I said, the biggest two things. Let me say it one more time. Like I said, Daniel Bryan winning the WWE Championship, the Becky promo. That's all I can really put on that, and you can look at full detail of what my thoughts on it and the entire review with it. But that's my episode of SmackDown. No, I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace. I need to get some rest. I still need to pick up that new Spider-Man DLC. So, Excelsior, I'm out of here. Peace out. I even did a tribute on Monday Night Raw too. I'm just a small, kind of quick snippet type of thing. But I'm out. I will see you guys later. Peace out. I need to get something to wake me up or go to sleep. Out.